On March 24, 1603, Queen Elizabeth I breathed her last, bringing the Tudor dynasty to a close. But why did this great queen never marry?
Observe,
She
Lord
famously
Burleigh.
declared, "I am married to England." Was her choice a political
I
calculation
am
or a
married
personal conviction? Elizabeth's decision was
England.
clear-cut. Marriage meant forming a political alliance with a foreign royal family, or an English noble house. She knew that aligning with one faction would alienate others. Her singleness was crucial for maintaining political neutrality. With no heir, the throne needed a new bloodline. Enter James VI of Scotland, who became James I of England. But why did James so blatantly disregard Parliament? He firmly believed he was divinely appointed as king. For him, Parliament making laws for the people was an infringement on his sacred royal authority. His belief in the divine right of kings led to clashes with Parliament. His son, Charles I, also clung to the divine right of kings and dissolved Parliament. So, how did Charles manage to maintain absolute rule for so long? The answer lies in his strong tax collection and tight control over absolute power. However, his political incompetence and growing public discontent eventually led to civil war between Charles and Parliament. Enter Oliver Cromwell. How did he become such a powerful leader? Cromwell was a military genius and, more importantly, maintained strict discipline in his army. Based on his Puritan faith, his Ironside soldiers, following Puritan principles, achieved overwhelming victories on the battlefield, propelling him to leadership. After the king's execution, a republic was established. But Cromwell eventually became Lord Protector, ruling like a king. The irony is that the man who ousted the king acted like one. Why? Cromwell, a man of conviction, realized that absolute power was necessary for effective governance. To stabilize the chaotic situation, he imposed even tighter control. However, life under Cromwell was harsh. Luxury and entertainment were banned, and a strict Puritan lifestyle was enforced. People grew weary of this repressive regime. After Cromwell's death, England naturally restored the monarchy. But the result was not absolute monarchy, but a constitutional monarchy.
Corpse be dug up and displayed on a public gallows. I see his face still, hear him asking me what has changed. I tell him that I have. I wonder after all these years how things might have turned out had I stayed by his side. To be true to myself, I had to let him down. He was a man I loved, but one I failed.
Charles II regained the throne, but was infamous for his debauchery and extravagant tastes. The Treaty of Dover in 1670 is a prime example of how he sacrificed national interests for personal gain. Why was this treaty so problematic? Charles secretly agreed with Louis XIV of France, allowing France to dominate English trade and shipping. In return, Charles received a substantial annual subsidy. Essentially, Charles sold England's economic interests, particularly in shipping and trade, to France, to fund his lavish lifestyle and maintain political independence from Parliament. The national loss was significant. England was on the rise as a commercial power, but this treaty allowed France to seize the initiative. Charles risked England losing its commercial advantage, and the English people suffered from unnecessary wars and economic losses. Meanwhile, Charles enjoyed a luxurious life funded by France, reinforcing his political independence from Parliament. So, how did the Glorious Revolution occur without bloodshed? Several factors converge. First, James II had a weak military base. He didn't have full control of the army, and there was widespread anti-Catholic sentiment. When news of William of Orange's landing spread, even the army and high-ranking officials began to support him. However, more importantly, Parliament's meticulous planning and William's political prudence played a crucial role. William didn't seek to seize the throne through battle, but orchestrated the event to appear as a legitimate transfer of power. Parliament facilitated this by inviting William and providing a clear justification for ousting James II, garnering public support. Realizing his situation, James fled without a major resistance. The result was a bloodless transfer of power. This political negotiation and balance led to the Bloodless Revolution. After this event, the king in England became a symbolic figure, and real power shifted to Parliament.